One of the great things about PC gaming is all the cheap and old games that you can get. So, I decided to play a lot of the cheap and old games in my backlog. This is Game Shame, the monthly show where I shame myself in playing video games. Let's get going. My name is gregandcin, and this is my co-host Ditto. Let's get going into those games, shall we? So one of the games that I've been playing actually on and off for the past couple of months is the original Half-Life. Just like when I bought Portal, I got this on sale a while back, and it was the Valve Complete Pack. It was about like $20. But if you're going to be buying that pack, you might as well start playing Half-Life right away. Even after all the technological leaps that gaming has had in a while, I can totally understand why people like this. Now, I've only put about 2 hours into it, but that's because I just keep jumping in and out of it. The game scares me a little bit because there's always something around the corner and I'm like, stop that, don't attack me. And overall, it provides a nice atmosphere that not only is very interesting to look at, but it just provides for some nice little jumps. You're just like, why are you behind that door? I don't know. But I've enjoyed all the time that I've put into it. I honestly feel like I've put in more than 2 hours, though, even though that's what Steam says. The gameplay stands up today. I'm so used to Counter-Strike that I kind of understand the movement system in this game, and feels pretty fluid, even if a little bit janky. The enemy AI, while really smart, I just feel like I can bend to my will sometimes, like the little head crab things. If I just stay back and shoot them with the pistol, I don't have to worry about them. I have been stuck on this one part for the longest time. It annoys me. I believe the chapter is called like Blastor or something. There's this huge monster and you have to try and kill it. And this was the first time that I had to break out like a wiki for a game in a while. And it makes me feel so stupid because the game has conditioned me. But I've played the game so sporadically that I kind of forgot that I had to break a vent. I can break vents in this game, but it just wasn't clear to me. Maybe it's modern game design messing with how I think about things I can break, but just... I'm so stupid. I don't know. Overall, I'm enjoying the game so far, and I hope I can just like sit down and play it for a lot longer. This month's been hectic for me. There's also an engine mod called Zash 3D that I felt like just mentioning right now. It supports this game and a whole bunch of other Valve games and Gold Source and some older Quake games. I tried that out. I have no idea what benefits it brings to the table. I don't. I just saw it when I was browsing the PC gaming wiki and I was like, let's try this out. And I just don't know what the differences are between that and the version that you can just play straight up on Steam. If somebody knows, if there's any like special launch options or anything like that, I would like to know. I just don't have any reason to go over to that engine. I don't know why it exists. Maybe somebody can tell me. Next up is Unreal Gold, and you probably can't see my screen right now, so let's just put a fancy picture over it, shall we? Unreal Gold is just Unreal 1 and the one expansion pack that came out with it that added some more story missions, but this is where arena shooters basically kind of got their fully 3D accelerated start. I've talked about Quake in the past, which is one of the original arena shooters that came out, and it was originally just software rendered, which means it was only the CPU that would display the 3D graphics. It was doing all the computing for that. As time went on, the game got updated. It did get an OpenGL release, which basically meant that 3D accelerator cards like Voodoos and other things like that could use it, and it'd be a little faster if you had those things. It looked very different though if you take a look at some comparison screenshots online. But Unreal is special in that it was just fully 3D. You needed a 3D accelerator. This is the reason people bought those old Voodoo cards back in the day. And the game stands up today. It looks pretty well, all things considered. There is a community patch that you can apply to the GOG version, the Steam version, and I think you can even apply it to the retail version, but this unofficial patch updates the game. You can run it a little bit better on modern hardware, and it ports all the 3D glide stuff, which was an old API that Voodoo cards used, to OpenGL, so the game just looks absolutely great. I don't have a lot of footage of it, unfortunately. It's just been a pain for me to play because I'm bad at this game. I set the difficulty on hard and I'm like, oh, you know, I play shooters a lot, I can get through this. But, you know, I kind of forgot that video games used to be a little bit harder. Unreal's great. It's nice. It makes me happy. But I feel so stupid when I play it. The enemies are fast, they're strong. I'm learning a little bit. I'm not too far in the game. I'm literally just in one of the cave areas outside of the original like crash landing of the ship. If you guys know the story of the game, it's basically not even like too far out. Like I might be like a little bit more than an hour in. Unfortunately, I just haven't had a lot of time to play games or the conviction to play these games when I have the time, because I really just want to sink a lot of time into these, but I just don't have the time right now. But hopefully that'll change soon. I want to get back to these games and tell you a little bit more about how this is one of the best arena shooters ever. The story's not that great from what I've heard. The level design is kind of alright, but I mean, just the movement in your character, it feels so fluid. And then you have the double dash thing where you can like dodge stuff, and the weapons, you have to lead your bullets, and it feels really great. I just, there's something about this game just reminds me of like what good shooting should be in a game that's fast-paced. Guns feel solid. I keep forgetting that I don't have to reload in this game. I can kill enemies if I'm smart and I don't run myself into a corner. The weapons feel good. Everything sounds great, especially considering just when this was made. Like, I mean, it's not mind-blowing, but it doesn't sound like trash. It fits in with the world. You feel immersed. I just want to play more. So I'll try and do that soon, hopefully, and we can talk about it next time I'm here. Also, this game makes me feel stupid a lot more than Half-Life does. I kind of don't understand where I'm going half the time, so it's a lot of trial and error, and I don't know if that's just because of the way the levels were designed. I don't know if that's just because game design has gotten a lot more concrete, or if I'm just a stupid modern gamer. I don't have a lot to talk about in terms of new things that I've played now, but I did get a chance to play like one round of Hanako Honor and Blade. If you didn't hear me talk about the game last time, please go watch that video. It'll be somewhere over here or down in the description. But long story short, I like the concept of the game. I just think mechanically it feels rushed, maybe is the word for it. I feel like the developers wanted to be a lot more tactical than it is right now, but I don't have a lot of people to play with. The bots aren't too smart. They just kind of like run in and try and kill you. I haven't had a chance to play with a lot of people, even on the dev play events where like every week on like Wednesday nights you can hop in and play with them. It's really fun that they do that, but the game feels like I can just mash the light attack like somebody would in a like one-on-one fighting game, and I can win at least 75% of my battles. Or if I just run away and back up, like I don't feel like I'm doing anything special in the game. I don't feel like any of the abilities that I have any impact on the tides of the battle. Everything visually, it kind of feels like a mess, even though it's a nice art style. It's like a weird cell shading thing, but overall, I don't know what I want to do about this game. I want to see where it goes. So I'll come back to it when it's a little bit farther in development and see what happens then. But for now, I'm just going to stay away, and maybe if you want to help the devs, maybe give your input. Buy the game and support your local devs. In terms of other games, CSGO has just been a thing that I've been playing when I just want to kill people real fast, load up some deathmatch or 1v1 and kill people, play a couple of comp games, just because it's a lot easier for me to do that than it is to play new games, but I want to change that. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds PUBG has been frustrating me lately. Even though the game just kind of feels better to play, I feel like my skill in that game has declined a lot, and that also has to do with the fact that I haven't played the game as much. If we want to talk about Fork Knife, the game everybody's been playing, I've been playing it a little bit more solo, and I can totally understand why people like it. I feel the game's a lot easier to play than PUBG and every other Battle Royale game that I've played. I've been consistently getting more kills in a lot of my games. I haven't been building a lot, so I'm bad at that. But I can definitely understand why the game has gotten its increase in popularity. The game feels just a lot easier to me. Maybe I'm just playing with mobile players who are queuing up with their friends or something, Wait, I'm only playing solo. How would that work? Either way, I just feel like I'm in a bad class of players, and that's why the game feels easy to me. Fortnite's Fortnite. If you haven't played it, then I guess there's not much else for me to say besides Battle Royale. Lots of people. You have wood and stuff in the chest and llamas. Other than that, I want to get back into some other games as well. I recently finished modding my Oblivion game install again. I thought it was kind of weird and it wasn't working well, but I think I got that all figured out. So I want to try and jump back into Oblivion and explain my thoughts on that game a lot more. I have a new source mod engine thing, source port, there we go, that's the word, a source port of Quake installed, which basically means new engine. It's fancy, it feels good, it looks good. I want to try and finish that game again. Not too far into it, like all the other old games, but that's a game that I feel like I want to play. I like arena shooters, but I just haven't had the chance to play them. And last but not least, on other things I want to play, the Halo MCC Insider build on Xbox One. I have my hands on that. I want to play some Halo 2 and 3 multiplayer. So I'm gonna do that tonight, get some gameplay, and hopefully talk about that next month, because I think if it's not out by next month, it'll at least be really close, and I think a lot of the things that I'll say will probably apply to the final build if you guys care about Xboxes and the Halos and all that fun stuff. So that's all my thoughts on games and all the stuff that I want to play and try and play and have been playing. What about stuff that I've picked up hardware-wise? So I actually got my hands on a original Wii, like one of the first models with the GameCube ports, and I plan on making a video out of this because console modding's fun, the Wii's really easy to mod, and I want to see just how well I can get the system to look and play games and modify on the cheap. I want to try and run that down in case you guys might have a Wii. Who knows? I'm fortunate enough to have just extra SD cards and stuff lying around and cables to be able to capture the footage, so we'll find out if I can put this video out in a timely fashion. It should hopefully be out within a week or two, depends on my scheduling and what videos I want to bring out first. I do want to talk about Greg the PC some more. I want to get stuff ready for when I move off to college and get out of here again. So that is literally everything I've been doing over the past month as it comes to video games and all that fun stuff, you know, your gym jams and your flip-flaps. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm kind of losing my mind right now. So if you guys liked any of the games I talked about today, if you want to hear more of that stuff, please hit the like button. You know what to do if you didn't. Leave a comment down below about anything on this video. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you want to see more of this content, hit that subscribe button. It'll be somewhere over here, and check out one of the videos on the side. One will be one I recommend to you, which will probably be last month's Game Shame, which I need to rename, and another one will be one YouTube recommends to you. Check out all the links down below for my Twitter and Instagram and everything else I do on the internet. My name's gregandcin, and if you've been staring at Ditto this whole time, I don't blame you. Look at him, he's just so happy.